the wild winds call. Jasper's walking, taking pictures of it all. Boots on the ground, heart in the sky, following the blazes, just a rambling guy. Through the valleys, over the hills, chasing that freedom, feeling the thrill. With every sunrise, he's finding his way, living the dream, one step a day. Trail named Jasper, walking on through, Bruce trail bound with a camera view, hiking the ridges, chasing the light. Like and subscribe, come follow his life.
So right ahead of us here, we have a lot of ice. Temperature's much colder today. Right now the temperature where I am is -6 degrees Celsius with quite a strong wind. The wind chill factor's got to be around, well, double that, -12 anyhow. We got to be really careful on this ice. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Jasper here. Welcome to my day. Welcome to the 17th of March, Monday. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day to all the Murphys of the world. Hope it's a wonderful day for everyone, whether you're Irish or not. Yeah, really quite windy out and cold. This is our second hike after our total hip replacement, and it's about, I think it's day 41 post-op. So today's hike, well, again, we're trying to be as safe as possible. I'm not going out on the single file trail yet, just because it's too much snow and too much ice, too much unevenness. And in all truthfulness, I'm just afraid of falling, which is something I'm just can't do right now. So I have to be careful. So we are hiking on, again, the Ganaraska trail. And that's where we are right now. Even though there's like a cottage here, and we're gonna go into these folks' drive to get around this ice fall. Yeah, frozen garbage cans in the water. The beach, the lake, Georgian Bay, part of Lake Huron, way to the west of me, Blue Mountain, the ski hills. Okay, so let's just get to hiking a little bit, and we'll talk more about the plan, today's plan, and some future plans, maybe a little bit later on. For now, let's just keep hiking. The cold wind is really getting to me today. Whew. But one thing I noticed, since my surgery, my hip replacement surgery, I've been feeling the cold an awful lot more, even in the house. Like, there's a gas fireplace, it's nice and warm, and I have nice quilts on my bed, and, I feel the cold I mean, there was some nights I would wake up just shaking in bed. And then just sat in the house, even with the gas fireplace on, I would go and kind of stand or sit right next to the gas fireplace because I felt cold. And the house was nice and warm. It was just me. I'm feeling it today. Not as bad though. I mean, I'm fine. I've hiked through all 4 seasons in many different countries, and I know cold. But I think maybe as I age, things that happen, such as, you know, I guess relatively major surgery as a hip replacement, I guess it just affects you differently as you age. I'm 67 now. These things, you know, take longer to recover from, and I feel things more than I used to do 20, 30 years ago, or even 10 years ago. But it's still a beautiful morning. Oh my. But again, the wind is strong, but just take a look around me. Absolutely beautiful. It really is. It really is. Okay. I'm not sure. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. I've been fighting off a bit of a cold. But anyhow, not sure how the wind is affecting the audio. I'm using my GoPro Hero 8 Black. Now, I used a GoPro Hero 8 well, for a long time, up to about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and then I got the 9, and I used the 9, and then I got the 10. I only used the 10 for a short while, but I ended up selling those, and in all truthfulness, I went back to the 8. I found the 8 to be, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I found the 8 still to be quite acceptable, and significantly, at least 2 ounces lighter, if not more, than say the GoPro 10, which makes a difference. It makes a difference as to a through hiker. Every few ounces counts. So I did, I don't know, a few months ago, I'd gone back to a GoPro 8, which I found a decent deal on a good used one for, I think, a couple of $100. Anyhow, let's just keep to hiking. Just up here, we're going to make a right turn, and then we're going to be sheltered, because then there'll be a forest and cottages between us and the lake, the frozen lake, which means that will block the wind quite a bit. My fingers feel frozen even though I'm wearing good mitts, although I do have hot pockets in my pack. I always carry those in the winter time. Okay, the sun's nice. I can feel the sun on my face. It's just that wind. Okay, let's just keep moving forward. Just take a look. That beautiful creek, the rocks, the trees. I don't know if you see the ice kind of dripping and forming crystals off the fallen birch tree trunk. But it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. It really is. My goodness. Wow. I just wanted to take a minute and show you guys that. Just gorgeous. Right now, behind me, we're on a little kind of country street, if you will. The lake is to my left. So there's a row of cottages and some trees between me and the lake, and that's giving me shelter. The actual Ganaraska trail is up and in those woods, in that forest over there. We're basically paralleling the the trail is still too icy, too rough, too uneven, too much snow. For me, under normal conditions, that would be fine, but not today. Not at this point of my hip replacement recovery anyhow. So I'm just bypassing. Up here, I don't know how far, kilometer maybe, we reach a country store, and there's a park area, a sit down area. I'm going to take a break there, and that would be my halfway point for today's hike. And from there we'll turn around, make our way back. Slightly different than the way we came, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Again, it's just a kind of a early recovery training day. I would be doing normal training days this time of year anyhow, getting ready for my through hiking season, or whatever it may be, or may have planned to be. So it's quite normal to be training this kind of time of year. Well, we train all year, but anyhow, that's what the plan is today. So I'm not sure how far it'll be. It's going to be somewhere around between 10 and 11 kilometers for the hike today. The last one we did was 8.2, which we did last week. That was the first one, kind of, again, post-up, hip replacement. This will be the second one. We're increasing it a little bit. That's fine too. But yeah, absolutely beautiful day. Nice that we're not, you know, battered by those cold winds coming off the bay right now, or the lake. Although it's so cold, the air is cold. It's still, you know, -5, -6. Doesn't warmed up any, but the sun is nice. So I think it will warm up this afternoon a little bit. Not going to get above freezing today. Anyhow, just checking in. Just checking in. It's a beautiful day just to be out on trail. So we are arriving at our turnaround break point. There is the country store. Tiny family. It's a country store, and they also have a wine and beer, and maybe a liquor store. I'm not sure if it's got liquor, but across the way you can still see the ski hills a little bit closer here, just because we've walked around the bay. Back in the day, that little grey building right there, house, back in the day that used to be a little restaurant. Yeah. And here, the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail. See the sign? Tiny woodland beach. We're at the far end of Woodland. And here they have porta potties. In the winter there's porta potties too, but they have general washrooms in the summer. There's picnic tables and so on through here, and there's a bench, but it looks like, I think the bench is not there. Oh no, the bench is there. There's a bench right there to sit on, but it's in the shade. I want to try to find somewhere in the sunshine to sit. Okay, I'm just going to put you away where I hobble over this snow, because they have picnic tables in here. Let's see if we can get one. We've got a real good picnic table. It's a perfect picnic table, and it's right in the sunshine. Which is nice, because I'm wearing black rainproof type pants. These are more of my heavy duty rain pants with shorts underneath, but the black is attracting, I guess, absorbing the heat, and they feel warm. Feels nice. My hands are still cold. Oh, excuse me. I'm just eating my snack and having my coffee. So this is a turnaround point, and it is 6.5 kilometers to here. So that's going to make a 13-kilometer round today. Now, that was a little more than I was going to do today. I was looking at around 10, maybe up to 11. So 13, you know what? I feel fine. So there's no reason why I can't do 13. Keeping in mind, it's flat, it's easy terrain, I'm carrying a day pack of around a total of about 10 pounds. So it's a long way away from through hiking distance and weight and terrain. However, it's a long way away from where I was 41 days ago when I came out of surgery with a new hip. So I'm happy as anything. I'm just happy to be out here. I really am. I can't explain it, but I really am. I put this is my Arc'teryx kind of sun hoodie. So it's very lightweight, 4.5 ounces. It's a thin material. It's Arc'teryx, it's great quality, but it has a hood. And I often use that because under my toque, if it's cold, it really does keep your ears warm, and it just keeps that wind and cold up your neck. I really actually like this piece of gear. It's one of my favorite pieces. Speaking of gear, by the way, late last fall, early winter, I bought another pack, and I went with a nature hike. Okay, so that's like an off-brand, but it was inexpensive at around $100 Canadian, $110 Canadian. It's super lightweight at about 2 pounds-ish, and it's got great reviews. It's designed very similar to my Hyperlight that I had, which I sold, by the way. I haven't had a chance to use it on trail, but I'm really liking two things about it: the construction and all the reviews about it. Everybody's just raving about the pack. So I thought, well, for the money, the weight, I will buy one, and I did. So I'm really looking forward to trying it out. That'll be on our first overnight hike of the season, which is a little bit of ways yet, but it's getting closer. So anyhow, I'm going to carry on with my break, and then we're going to turn around. We're going to hike back the 6.5 kilometers, pretty much the same way we came, but we are going to make some differences, and that's just to keep away from that cold wind, because I really don't want that today. But we're going to be facing the sunshine going back too, so it'll be right in my face all the way back. I'm loving that idea. Hey, thank you, by the way, for being here with us today. I hope you're having fun. Hope you're having a great day wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are, or if you're working, if you're at home, if you're out on trail, whatever. By the way, speaking of out on trail, I've been following a hiker, trail named Goobs, and he's hiking the Florida Trail right now. He's almost finished, maybe a week or so left. But I've watched him since day one on that trail. He's up to like day 67, 68 now. And it's really, I've looked at the Florida Trail a lot before in the past with a great interest. It's made me look at it again. As you know, right still this minute, I'm still banned from the States until theoretically July. My 3 years is up in July, after I overstayed my welcome on the Appalachian Trail. But anyhow, that's another story. But the Florida Trail is one I'd like to do. I really would. It's about 1,100 and something miles, I believe. We'll see. Anyhow, I'm going to finish off my break, and we'll start moving back, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. So, as I'm walking along, this is called Park Lane, tiny township. Anyhow, as I'm walking along, I would like to respond to a question I got. I actually got this question. I've had this question a few times as people plan, and just like I plan, what trail am I going to do? What's going to be my first through hike, or what's going to be my next through hike, or whatever it is they're planning for. But one young lady, I believe her name was Linda, but you know what? I really should pay more attention. And I believe she was from Ontario. Anyhow, her question was this: what was my most favorite trail that I've done? Well, so this answer's for you, Linda, and anybody else who cares to listen. So first of all, the question, what was my most favorite trail? Well, I'd like to start off by answering or by saying there's an awful lot of trails out there. There's a lot right here in Ontario, Lake Superior, some in Algonquin and Killarney that I have not done. I have done all Ontario's long trails. That's the Bruce Trail, the Ganaraska Trail, the Rideau Trail, and the Oak Ridges Trail. They're considered Ontario's 4 long trails. But there's a lot of trails I have not done. So depending which hiker you ask this question to, their answers would be completely different than mine. But the question was posed to me. Here we go, Linda. So, my most favorite trail. Well, what I would have to say is probably the most, and it is a hard question to answer, because probably the most spectacular trail was probably the Colorado. 800 kilometers right over the top of the US Rockies. Topping out at elevations approaching 14,000 feet. And just stunning views every single day. In fact, there was one comment I made on a video. I just summited one of the mountain peaks, or passes, whatever, on trail. And the view of the Rockies as they lay before me and below me was spectacular. And I commented that it's a once in a lifetime view that returns every day, because every single day on that trail you were summiting a particular mountain range, a mountain. But spectacular. Not that that was the question, I get it, favourite, but the West Island Way in the Scottish Islands, truly spectacular. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trail. So, what was the most memorable trail, let's say? Well, above and beyond any other trail, because I did this trail in 2022. 2.5 years later, here we are today, and I think about it every single day. I think about the people on that trail, and I think about the trail itself. The most memorable, hands down, the Appalachian Trail. The most challenging. The most, I don't know what to call it. You could in one breath say soul destroying. You could in one breath say a trail that rose me to levels that I've never been risen to before. I don't know what you'd say, but the most memorable, the Appalachian. The most easy access to me is my own Bruce Trail right here in Ontario. Where I am this moment, the Bruce Trail is maybe 20 kilometers away. When I'm in Beaufort, my summer home, only a few kilometers away. And it's easy access for me, and I love the Bruce Trail. I truly, truly love the Bruce Trail. Hiking the Ganaraska Trail in the wilderness section. Getting eaten alive by what seemed to be flying warbirds, let's call them warbugs. They seem to be the size of jumbo jets, carrying chainsaws and machine guns. Of course, I'm talking about the deer flies, the black flies, mosquitoes, this kind of thing. But the wilderness section of the Ganaraska was really amazing, because you really do feel the wilderness. It's beautiful. Right here in Ontario. All the trails I've done had something. So what was my favorite? Well, I can't say I have a favorite, Linda. If you were to say, well, you did, you asked me the question, what's my favorite trail? I'm going to say it's the Appalachian, the Colorado, the Bruce, the Rideau, the Ganaraska, the Oak Ridges. It's the Cumbrian mountain range in northern England. It's the sails in the Schneifel, the trails in the Schneifel Peninsula of Iceland. All places I've hiked. They're all my favorites. I think a favorite trail comes from and is built from the adventure, the memories, quite often the people you meet. Trillium, Professor, Frodo, Recycle, Butcher. Yeah. It's the adventure. It's the memories. They've all been my favorite. I'd hike them all in a moment again. I'd love to hike the Colorado again. I'd love to go back to the Appalachians. Well, I just had to change batteries. Just an example of how long-winded Jasper can be. So, okay, just to finish off the question, I love them all my trails. And you know, if somebody said to me like, okay, you can hike any trail you want of the ones you've done, next week or next month or whatever, which one would you like to do? I'm just assuming it was the hiking season for any of the trails. Which one would I do again? You know, I take into account my age, the distance, chances of actually completing a through hike of that trail. I would pick the Colorado Trail. I would pick the Colorado. So, does that mean it's my favorite trail? Quite possibly. But I would pick the Colorado Trail. I would do that in a heartbeat. Because it was spectacular. Shore Lane Trail. All right. Maybe about, give or take, a kilometer left of our hike today. And it will be right on 13 kilometers. So that is great. I am delighted. I haven't checked the time, how long it's taken, but it probably, let's say 4¼ hours. So we're not fast, that's for sure. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget, keep in mind, do consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't yet. We are pushing hard to reach that 1,000 subscribers. And there's only one person in this whole world that can make that happen. That's you. Smash that subscribe button. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jasper here. We will see you next time on the trail.
Out on the Bruce where the wild winds blow, trail